So we're back out at Barnabas today for part 2 of putting holes in the, or part 3, I don't know. But we're basically putting another hole in the bus. This time we're doing it for our shore power. So we picked up this Noco Genius 13 amp 125 volt plug. It's got an integrated extension. So basically this will get mounted on the outside for shore power at campgrounds and stuff like that. And then we've got this plug so that we can just plug our breaker box directly into it. So that's going to go get housed eventually in this area. We'll build out a little cabinet which will house all our power, inverter, all that stuff, breaker box, etc. So what we got to do is drill a 2-inch hole in the outside. Now we're in the lower part of the walls, so there's like a pocket. So there's basically 2 layers of metal we got to go through and some of the insulation that we put in. So instead of pulling the wall off and pulling the insulation out, you can see the pink board. We're just going to go ahead and go through all of those layers so that we get to the outside. But yeah, Noco Genius, you can find out. We got ours through Amazon. They have a bunch of different options. This is the one we're going with since we already have the plug on our box. That way we don't have to wire it directly in the box. So, to get a close-up of that, we pretty much wore that hole saw down and weren't able to get completely through. So, I'm using another hole saw. Hopefully, gonna take us the rest of the way. So it took a little elbow grease and multiple tools, but we finally got the hole completely through. The interior, exterior, you could see that there's like we mentioned, the inside metal, that pocket where the insulation is. That was easy enough to get through, but then when we got to the outside skin, we pretty much ground down the hole saw we had. So we kind of had to switch it up, move to an angle grinder. That, you know, the circumference wasn't the greatest. To clean it all up completely, so I switched to drill bit, did a bunch of little pilot holes going around just to kind of give it a little more oomph. Then we switched back to the original hole saw, and we're able to finish it off and get it out, and then just clean it up again with the rubber. There's the rubber seal, so we won't have to caulk it or anything. That should do the trick. But we'll check the manufacturer's instructions and see if they recommend it or not. So it's got to be angled on the inside because of the back part of the plug. Oh, there we go. So there we go. So that's how it's going to go. And it's going to have these 3 screws that go into the side. I marked those off, and I'm going to pre-drill these holes. So I pilot holed the screws for the attachment, the manufacturer screws, and I was putting one in it, and the manufacturer screw snapped. So I'm just going to go with the self-taps. So we're going to drop some self-taps in here. So I'm using Tex self-tapping screws, number 12, 1-inch. Just need 3 of those. And we can always come back and finish them off so they don't stand out. We'll plug that into there, and then plug it into the box, and now lights.
Hey!
So there's our shore power. So now it's plugged in. So now before we were running the extension cord out the door or out the window, but now we could just plug it to the side of the bus.
Pretty cool. All right. Good job.
All right, off to Home Depot for more stuff.